Appreciate you checking us out on the Sportsline Podcast on CHCH and Para TV. I'm Bubba O'Neil. As you know, or maybe you don't know, our podcast is a place to highlight the brilliant athletes, coaches, events, and programs that hail from Southern Ontario, and in particular, the Golden Horseshoe. Today, we have the privilege to speak with a player whose roots were grown in good old Dundas, Ontario. And now, he's calling himself a champion.
It's wedged out by Robinson, played down by Carrier. They're onside. Jankowski scores! Mark Jankowski has tied the game!
What a moment during this year's Stanley Cup run for the Carolina Hurricanes, and it is an absolute honor to speak to the man who finally can call himself a Stanley Cup champion. Mark Jankowski, thank you so much for joining us on the Sportsline Podcast.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Is that the biggest one of your career?
Biggest goal by far. That gives me goosebumps just watching it back.
It was amazing. I mean, that was one of the wilder games in what really was a great Stanley Cup Finals, and these losing leads and then coming back, and then you tie the game up at 2-2, and the Lenono Center or the PNC Center or whatever you call it, they're going crazy. What a wild crowd.
Yeah, our fans were incredible all season, and then just in the playoffs they ramp it up. So it was the coolest atmosphere being able to play in front of them all playoffs. And then, yeah, honestly, I don't even remember how loud they were after that goal. I think I just kind of blacked out and just slammed the glass, hugged my teammates, and I was just so fired up. Yeah, like you said, it was a crazy series. Those first few games were just, back and forth, like leads. You have the lead, you lose the lead, all things like that happening crazy. So, that game 2, down 2-0 in the third, being able to come back, tie it, and win the game. So that was, that's a pretty special moment.
Well, you've come back home now. Has the excitement died down? I know you've been doing some traveling.
Yeah, we stayed in Raleigh for a little bit, obviously, after celebrating and enjoying the championship, and then we went. My wife's from Calgary, so we flew out there and spent some time with her family for a couple weeks, and then just got back home not too long ago. So. It's starting to come down. I mean, going different places, like going back to Calgary, and then, obviously everyone I haven't seen is congratulating me, and then I come back home and everyone I haven't seen is congratulating me. So just a lot of congratulations. So they're keeping it going, but it's starting to die down a little bit.
And it's got to be special for you as well too. I know you come from a family that's rich in hockey. Like it's been a part of your life forever, and to see you as a Cup champion and going the distance, got to be special for them as well.
Oh, that's the coolest part. Just like, I had the pleasure. My whole family was in Vegas for Game 6, and so they came on the ice and we celebrated together. And that's when I hugged my parents, that was the moment I broke down and started crying. That it was just so special to be able to celebrate, and they're the reason that I'm here. They've done everything for me to be able to get to this point. So just having their support and being able to celebrate with all of them, and it was really special.
To get to where we are now, I think it's really important, especially for a lot of our viewers that are getting to know you, that there's a rewind to this, and it goes back to playing hockey as a 14, 15-year-old with the Oakville Rangers and the St. Catharines Falcons. What do you think about when you think about those days?
Yeah, seems like forever ago, honestly. That's, growing up, minor hockey and playing for Oakville, playing for St. Catharines. And, you always have the dream of making it to the NHL and lifting that Stanley Cup. But it does seem so far away when you're playing minor hockey. And just for it to be able to actually happen, you just kind of have to stop and pinch yourself. What would that 14, 15-year-old boy think right now after lifting it?
Is there anyone that you played with at that level that made it as well, like yourself?
Yeah. There's definitely players that I played with and against that have made it. It's hard to come up with one off the top of my head.
Long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but definitely a lot of players playing against guys. I mean, Toronto, when I would go play against some GTHL teams in tournaments, that's such a hotbed for hockey. So there's a lot of guys from that area. But definitely this area in general, Southern Ontario, there's some good hockey players come out of here.
It's interesting because I guess dreams are becoming a little bit realized from that level when, like you said, everyone playing wants to be in the National Hockey League. But you got an opportunity, playing at Providence and Stansted College. First of all, I know Providence pretty well. We have basketball, hockey, lacrosse. Stansted College. Where? Who? What? How'd you end up there?
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. So my minor midget year, I was playing in St. Catharines and trying to figure out what I was going to do for the next year. I didn't get drafted in the OHL, so that was obviously not an option. And I think I was going to go play like major midget back in St. Catharines. And then we were looking at different prep schools. I knew that was an option. So we went down to the States, actually toured a couple down there. And then my dad knew someone whose son went to Stansted. So he just kind of mentioned it, and we reached out to the coach, and they brought me in for a little like open house skate, and it just felt right. So I ended up going there, and that was the best thing that's ever happened to me for my hockey career. I kind of took off when I went to Stansted, and that's where all the attention kind of happened. I grew my game and ended up getting drafted right out of Stansted College. So yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about Stansted and what they've done for me.
What about playing the NCAA at Providence? I mean, you played there a long time as well, too. What was that experience like? Because, as you said, a lot of guys are going the OHL or Canadian junior route. And at that time, like it is now, going to the NCAA is like happening all the time. Yeah,
it's grown so much since I've been there. I mean, it's crazy to see. Obviously, now you can go from major junior to college now, which you couldn't before. So, yeah, going to Providence, I loved my 4 years there. I spent all 4 years there, graduated. You know, some of my best friends are my teammates and classmates from Providence College. So we were able to have some really good teams there, and ended up winning the national championship my junior year. So yeah, they have a really good program led by Nate Lehman, really good coach for me, and they've moved a lot of players on to the NHL as well, and they always have good teams.
Stansted and the Providence years. Are you still thinking about the dream? Is it still alive? Is it still in your head?
Definitely. You know, when I was going to Stansted, I didn't really know what was going to happen. I always believed in myself, but like I said, it can kind of seem far away when you don't really know what's happening. And then I started to get some recognition, and, you know, a lot of scouts were coming to my games, and then ended up getting drafted. So that kind of helped me, you know, put it in focus, and then going to Providence, and, you know, always have that dream where, you know, I'm going to development camps in Calgary and spending some time out there. So it's always there. And then, yeah, spending the 4 years at Providence, just really trying to mature and grow my game. And that, you know, getting to the NHL was always kind of getting closer and closer. But yeah, realizing that dream of lifting the Stanley Cup, you know, that still feels, I mean, even getting to the NHL is hard, trying to, you know, be on a team where you can win the Stanley Cup. That's just another level.
I'm glad you used the word mature, because obviously in your mind, mentally, you knew where you wanted to get to, but also physically, there was a change in you too. You had a huge growth spurt too, you know, playing forward, of course. You know, that's what the scouts are going to be looking at. What's his, I think it's maybe the first one. What's his size? How tall is he? Well, how big is he? Right? That happened for you, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I remember that minor midget year in St. Catharines. I think I was like 5'9", 130 or something. And then got drafted at probably 6'2", 175 probably, and that was just 2 years later. So quite a bit of a growth spurt, and then had to fill out a lot too, obviously, after that. So yeah, that physically and mentally maturing was huge.
June 22nd, 2012, Pittsburgh, PA. Your day, your name is called 21st overall, first round in the NHL draft. What do you think about when you think about that day?
It's kind of hard to remember what all happened. I remember I was debating even going to the draft. I had a bunch of high school exams and graduation right all around that time at Stansted, and I ended up making the decision, wrote some exams early, and then had to skip my graduation and ended up going down to Pittsburgh, and had actually a few interviews and a few mini workouts or evaluations that morning of the draft, and then had to get dressed in my suit and get ready to go over to the draft. So it was kind of a whirlwind of a time and a day, but yeah, it's really, I mean, that was kind of the first official, that this could actually happen. I'm getting drafted into the NHL. I mean, that doesn't mean you're in the NHL, but, you know, it's, you know, you're getting closer. So that was a a really special moment, hugging my family. My whole family was there, so that was a cool moment. And I kind of remember right before Calgary was picking, I had a good feeling. That was a team that I had a really long interview with that morning. So right before they were picking, I turned my phone off just in case, and I was right.
It sounds like Jay Feaster had a lot of love for you, and that, he was thinking that there's a huge potential for you. But it was funny because when your name was called, there was a lot of those draft experts, and they're going, "Oh, this is a reach. This is what? Are you kidding me?" Like, were you even expecting to be? Like I said, you had some feelings, but the first round, like a first round is a first round.
Yeah. No, that's definitely kind of took me a little bit by surprise. So just kind of throughout that whole year, going from an unknown to kind of keep climbing the rankings. So I knew there was a chance, which is why I turned my phone off there. But yeah, I give all the, from Jay Feaster and John Weisbrod, those two, they put all their faith in me, and so I really appreciate that. And they gave me my start.
Another funny date that I think was really interesting, April 7th, 2018, and now you're on the team. You're a rookie. Does that date mean anything to you?
April 7th, I'm not sure.
You become the 25th rookie in NHL history to score 4 goals in a game. Whoa, wow, 4 goals in a game. I remember Austin Matthews doing it in his first, but you're doing it in your rookie season, and it's like, hey, your promise is coming true and that you have an ability to put the puck in the net. What did that feel like? 4 times.
Yeah, that.
Oddly, against Vegas.
Against Vegas. So I've had some good moments against Vegas, but now that you say that, I remember that game. It was last game of the regular season, and we were just trying to go out strong, and we put up some good numbers. And just the first one went in pretty early, I think, and then the second one. And when I got the hat trick, I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. I got a hat trick in the NHL, and then a little bit later, I score again and 4 goals. I couldn't believe what was going on. And then so late in the third period, the coach was just feeding me out there, trying to get me a 5th one. And I actually got a pretty good chance, so that would have been cool. But yeah, four goals. I mean, that's pretty surreal.
It's a special moment. That had to be great for you, just personally. Do you have the pucks? Did you keep anything from it?
Yeah. I think the pucks are in my parents' house. I believe. I think they have all 4. I got a picture with the 4 of them, and so I got them somewhere.
Your early years also featured you playing with one of the greats of all time. Jaromir Jagr. I don't know, how old was he? 45 at the time? The guy like still probably playing pro somewhere in Czechia.
Yeah.
What was it like, sort of not measuring yourself, but looking at a legend like him?
Oh, it was really cool. He was my first line mate in the NHL. Yeah, he was my line mate, so that was really cool. Assisted on my first NHL goal, so all that, it's so cool to be able to, literally a legend of the game, to be able to play with him my rookie year right away. So just being able to learn from him, his habits, and, he's obviously been around a long time. He's still playing, like you said, he's still playing over in Europe. So whatever he's doing has been working. So just trying to learn from him, pick his brain whenever I could and just watch his habits and things like that. So that was really cool, being able to play with him. The night I got my first goal, he got his first goal as a Flame, so we have a picture together, with our pucks and everything. So really cool to be able to look back on that.
Is he as much of a character as it seems?
Yeah. I mean, he's got some quirks to him for sure. He's little things, doing pregame skate with no helmet on, and just keeping the rink open as long as they could, and keeping the equipment guys there as long as they could, because he was on the ice, and little things like that. It's pretty funny, some of the things he would do. It's
just a simple love for the game. I mean, obviously, like you said, still playing now. What else am I going to do? I love this sport, right? It's got to be a special feeling. Interesting part, and of every career goes in different directions, and yours, you have the promising years in Calgary, and then you can describe to me what's going on at this time, and I can only equate it to a guy like Shane Wright right now, drafted 4th overall, Burlington guy right now, and it's not maybe happening for him in Seattle, and then you kind of go on this journey, and there's the Sabres and Nashville and Pittsburgh, if I remember correctly. What's going on at that point of your career?
Just trying to push through, just trying to, find my way. It was definitely a tough few years, Pittsburgh, and then up and down between Rochester and Buffalo, and then now Milwaukee and Nashville. I mean, it's crazy to think about. A year and a half ago, I was playing in Milwaukee thinking maybe this is never going to happen. Maybe I'm going to have to go over to Europe, and I'm getting calls from agents over in Russia and Europe, and I'm like, no, I'm still trying to make it over here. So it's pretty crazy to think about, but I wouldn't trade that journey for the world. I mean, it got me to where I am today. It's molded me as a person and as a player. So, I mean, I wouldn't be, where I am with the Carolina Hurricanes as a Stanley Cup champion without those years.
It's funny that you bring that up in a sense that you probably still believed in yourself, but we also get to learn that at this level of professional sports, sometimes it's a business.
Definitely, yeah, it's a business. And yeah, I learned that real quick. So yeah, just trying to, like I said, find my way. And I always believed in myself. I always knew I had it and I was capable. And just trying to find the right fit, the right opportunity, and try and take advantage of it.
Who'd you lean on?
My family. My wife has been there every step of the way. We met in Calgary, and every city that we've been in since then, she's been there with me. So she's been huge for me, just trying to keep me grounded, and she's been supporting me in every city I've taken her to, and so I appreciate her. And then my parents, my family, my brother plays hockey as well, so being able to run some things by him and just kind of talk things through. So yeah, I appreciate my whole support staff. I mean, I wouldn't be, like I said, that's what's so special about a moment like winning the Cup is you get to go through all those challenges, and all the people that have helped you get through them are there for you.
Knock, knock, knock. It's the Carolina Hurricanes calling. What happened there? How'd that all start up and becoming a Hurricane?
That was a crazy time. That was 2 seasons ago at the trade deadline. I think it was maybe 2 hours after the deadline. So I not thinking anything of it. I'm about to go to dinner with one of my buddies. Was visiting in Nashville, about to go to dinner, and then my phone's buzzing, so I look over and it's Barry Trotz. I'm like, well, there's only one reason he's calling me today. So I answer the phone, and he's real quick to the point. We're trading you to Carolina. Thanks for everything you've done. If you need anything, let me know. And then the next couple hours were just a whirlwind, getting calls from the management over in Carolina, and people trying to find flights for me. And I ended up flying out that night, just a couple hours later, get in late, and have a quick practice the next day, and then a game right away. So yeah, it all happened super quick, and definitely wasn't expected. You see rumors and stuff, and there were no rumors, so I wasn't really thinking anything of it, so yeah, everything happened really quick.
What's your emotions like at this time? Because I hear such a variety of that trade deadline. Some are sad. You talk about relocation of families, and some are happy to get out of wherever. What were you thinking of?
I was nervous. I was anxious. It was, I've been on many different teams, but that was the first time being traded mid-season. So I don't have a training camp to get adjusted to the coaching staff, the players, the team, everything. So just kind of jumping right into it, I was pretty nervous. You never know when you're going to a new team how you're going to fit in, how the coach is going to like you or something like that. So I was pretty nervous going in, and looking back on it, it's kind of funny that how nervous I was, and looking how well it turned out. But yeah, I just remember those moments and thinking, yeah, I hope this is all going to work out.
I'm old enough that I have seen Rod Brindamore as a player and as a coach from beginning to end. And if I were to think of one word, it would be intensity. Would you join me on that?
Absolutely, yeah.
What's he like?
He's intense. He's one of the best coaches, I think the best coach in the NHL. He's unbelievable. Ever since I got there, he's so personable. He pulled me into his office right away, said, we traded for you for a reason. Go play your game. We love how you play, and you're going to fit in right here. So ever since then, he's gave me the confidence to thrive and play my game. And we wouldn't be Cup champions without him. He's such a huge part of the Carolina Hurricanes organization, from a player and now a coach. And he just brings out the best in everyone. He riles you up. He's someone that you wanna run through a wall for. You want to win for someone like that, and you can just tell he cares about every single one of us. And that's a huge thing.
Is it because he was a player that he knows how to treat you guys?
I think that's part of it. You know, he played for a long time. He was a very good player, should be a Hockey Hall of Famer. And, yeah, he's been through it. So he knows what it takes to win. He knows what it's like to be in that locker room, to be in our position. So I think that's definitely part of it.
I don't know if Nashville kind of set you up for this. And of course, you come from Dundas and you're Southern Ontario. And sometimes, you know, near the Toronto area, we become sort of what I would describe as hockey snobs. And then we kind of look down at places like Nashville and Carolina because they're not traditional hockey markets. Well, I don't know about that, but I could look what was going on, like I said, at least outside of the rink during your Stanley Cup run and, you know, maybe during the regular season as well, too. What's it like playing? And like, I know North Carolina well. My cousin lives in Cary. Okay. All right. So what's playing hockey like in North Carolina?
It's unbelievable. I mean, I always knew as a road player going into Carolina how hard it is to play in that building with, you know, just the style of play that Carolina plays and the fans right on top of you. They're loud. And it's, I mean, it's such a cool place to play. I mean, the coolest thing ever, you know, you're driving into the rink 3 hours before a playoff game and, you know, the parking lot is packed full of people tailgating already and, you know, cheering you on. You know, they're showing signs and, you know, just yelling for you. It's, you know, the coolest thing when you're driving into the rink that early, seeing that. And then in the rink, you know, just the atmosphere. It was the coolest atmosphere of the playoffs, in my opinion. I'm obviously biased, but Montreal was up there. That was a really cool experience playing in the Bell Center. But I think Lenovo, that was our fans. They just fed us the entire playoffs, and, you know, especially in that final round, it was, you know, if people didn't think they're a hockey market and they're hockey fans, they sure do now.
Take me to this playoff run. You guys have an outstanding regular season, and you've got some newbies coming on as well too, like Buffalo are coming on, Montreal are coming on and battling you guys for top spot in the East. You finish first in the East, you have this playoff run where you sweep Philadelphia, Ottawa, Montreal. Even though you won in 5, it looked like it was tougher than 5. So before we get to Vegas, you know, tell me a little bit about those series.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2, Ottawa and Philly, we swept, but those were hard series. We had a lot of overtime games, a lot of one-goal games. Those were hard series, so they were both very good teams, and, you know, we were fortunate to get out with 2 sweeps to give us some rest and being able to, you not get too beat up and recover and get healthy if guys are a little banged up, and I think that just helped us for the long run. And then, you know, playing Montreal, we had about 12 days off, I think, going into that series, so definitely a little rusty, losing 6-2 in the first game, and then we were able to...
There was a lot of questions there.
Yeah.
You know, that you guys had it too easy.
Yeah, a lot of questions. I mean, with Carolina, too, I mean, the media, you know, they're always saying things, and our record in the Eastern Conference Finals going into this season wasn't good, so... You know, the media is always going to be the media, and they're going to say things, and, you know, we just tune it out. I mean, we
need storylines.
I understand. But yeah, I mean, we as players and a coaching staff, you know, we tune it out, and those are different teams. We're a completely different team this year, so we knew that meant nothing. And after that first game, we were able to get back to our game and you know, finish them in 5, and so we were pretty fresh going into the final series, and then. Yeah, the final series, that was a tough one as well. We lost game 1, came back in game 2 to win that one, and then game 3, that was the crazy one. Down 4-0 in the third period, and we score 3 goals in 39 seconds, I think. And then Jordan Stahl with a crazy acrobatic goal to tie it late, and then yeah, we were able to go to overtime, and we lost in double overtime that game. But just being able to have that comeback in the third period, I think that was huge for our confidence, you know, going into game 4, and then we were able to get 3 more.
It was crazy when you think about the Stanley Cup final and how, like, he's talking about the ups and downs of winning that. Take me to game 6. The clock is counting down. You've hit an empty netter. It's done. Like, I can't imagine at the professional level in your heart knowing that we're going to win. Can you tell me what that's like?
Yeah, it honestly, like, it didn't even feel real. Yeah, we were on the bench, and, you know, Ehlers gets the empty net, so we're feeling pretty good about ourselves at that point.
Rod's actually smiling.
Yeah, we got Rod to smile, so we knew something good was about to happen. And then Rod actually called our line out. So I was fortunate to be on the ice when the clock hit 0 and we won. So thankful for Rod for throwing our line out there. And I just remember looking up at the clock. I think the whole shift, my head was just right to the sky looking at the clock the whole shift, and then it hit 0 and tried to throw everything off as soon as I could and jumped and grabbed Bussy, and just I don't think I stopped screaming for the next 10 minutes.
It's got to be an unbelievable moment, and like when you're on the ice and you're with your teammates, and the journey not only of your entire career but the journey of the season and the ups and downs that I think you must think about, like the accomplishment. And you brought up your captain too, a little bit about your captain, because I think he scored 20 goals in the regular season. He scored 8 in the playoffs, like 19 games. Like what zone did he go into that it's like, for you guys, I'm going to follow this guy?
Oh yeah, he went into beast mode. I mean, he was so good for us all year. I mean, playing against the other team's best players, still producing, shutting them down, and then just elevating his game again in the playoffs and then in the Stanley Cup final. I mean, oldest Conn Smythe in history. It's that's a pretty cool stat, and he's just ageless. He's not slowing down. It's such a good person. I mean, when I got traded there, he's someone that obviously made me feel comfortable and right away. And he just has such a great culture in the locker room. He really builds that, and we had such a close knit team, and he's a huge part of that. So just everything he does off the ice, on the ice, you just want to follow him, and he's such a good leader, and it's really, really special playing with someone like him.
Kind of brought this up off the top, but I want to ask you again. Mark Jankowski, Stanley Cup champion. What does that mean to you?
It's goosebumps. I mean, it's what every little kid who's played hockey grows up thinking about and dreaming about. I remember playing mini sticks with my brother in the kitchen, and we're playing for the Stanley Cup, and you're watching it on TV, and I just it's hard to put into words how that feels, and that feeling of lifting the cup after the game. I mean, hearing those words and having your name on the cup when forever, it's just really special.
Now you got to repeat. I know I want to take away your summer, but I mean, what preparations have to happen now?
I'm back in the gym getting ready for next season. So we're turning the page and we're getting ready. We have pretty much the same team coming back. We lost a couple pieces, and they're great players, great people, but for the most part, we have most people coming back. So we're really excited about that opportunity. I know. Everyone, when you win, I remember going through this in college. I won my junior year, and it just gives you that fire to, it was so good, you want to do it again. And so, winning that cup just about a month ago, it's, gives you that, everything that we've gone through since that moment, it's like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I want to do that again. And so it just relights that fire and just gets you ready for the next year.
Does it even feel better because you can, and we talked about those kind of middle years where you're not quite sure about your career, but does it even feel better now because you know where you're going to be, personally and professionally? And we talked about off camera that you live in Raleigh as well too. Your wife is there as well too. That everything has sort of come full circle, and like you're fully in control of your hockey career after a full decade now. Yeah,
definitely. It feels great. I was able to sign a extension in the middle of the playoffs, so that was pretty cool, being able to get that done. And my wife and I, we love Raleigh. We love living there. We love playing there. It was an easy decision. We wanted to stay there. So being able to be there for 2 more years, sign that extension was huge. So definitely a little bit of stability to be able to be here. And we have another good team hopefully coming up this year. So hopefully we can do it again.
Final question here. You got a cup to kind of hang out with for 24 hours. Tell me a little bit about that. Do you know what's going to happen? What are you going to do?
It's pretty crazy just dreaming about winning the cup, and you always hear, stories. That, everyone gets a day with the cup. So I've been thinking about this day my whole life. Didn't think it was ever going to actually happen. So this is pretty special. But yeah, I just found out the other day, the day I have the cup is August 4th. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do, but I definitely want to do something where I'm in the community and can have, you know, whoever wants to come take their picture with it. You know, a bunch of little kids and hockey players can come see the cup and you know, dream about it, and hopefully one day one of them will raise it too. So I'm going to put something out in the paper once I decide what's happening, but it'll be really cool to share that with the local community.
Let us know on TV too.
I will. I'll let you know. You can promote it as well.
No doubt. Mark, this is special, and we talk about a full circle moment. But the best part about the full circle, that you're going to make another lap as well too. Your career is just really kicking out. Place to call home. Stanley Cup champion, Dundas guy. We're so proud of you, and you know, continued success. And I think hopefully people that maybe didn't know much about you know a little bit more about you. You're a great guy. Appreciate your time on the Sportsline Podcast.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Right on. Folks, that's your Sportsline Podcast for the day. And if you've just seen and heard, we love talking sports with champions. If you do know of an athlete, team, or event to promote the Sportsline Podcast, want to hear from you. Please hit the thumbs up, like, and the subscribe button. If you have something to say, we always like your comments. For the outstanding people that make the Sportsline Podcast possible, thank you so very much. And we'll see you very soon.